how a user fills in the timesheet, and how a task manager approves the task time cards in his portal. For this, I'm going to log in with the project manager role. These are the dummy credentials we have. And now I'm going to search for the project. Before I go to task creation, herein you can see that the planned start date. It is 12th of August. Now when I go to the task creation, when I click on the option called task create task, herein you can see that this is the task ID. When I click on the create task, I see the option called task ID. This is the project ID in which the task is created. After that, I'm seeing parent task, and the options are billable and non-billable. When billable is selected, different options are populating. When non-billable is selected, other options are populated here. And I'm selecting billable.work here. And for summary task, these are two different options. So for creating a task, there are two different options we have. One is default, another one is manual. When we are selecting the manual option, we'll have to enter the task information manually. But for default one, information is saved in the MDM table and it is populated from there. First, let me show you how a task is created by selecting the default option. Summary task, I'm selecting planning, and I'm selecting this option from the subtask. And task name, if you'll see here, it is the combination of summary task and subtask, and user cannot edit it. The task state, the default status is work in progress, and the task start date. If you remember, the planned start date for the project was 12th. Herein I'm selecting 11th. This is the reason I'm seeing a validation message that task start date cannot be before project start date. I'm selecting 12th here. It is working fine. I'm going to select project end date. It cannot be before project start date. This is the reason I cannot see the dates before 12th. I'm going to select 30th of September here. An actual start date, actual end date, and actual work. It will be auto-populated. I'll show you that later. And yeah, now that I have created this task, this is the reason my name is populated as the task manager. And I can change it, but for now I'm going to keep it as is. Assign to. This should show the list of all the allocated resources in the project. And right now only one resource is allocated to the project, and I'm selecting that resource. I can add the comments here. I'm adding test and clicking on save task. When I click on save task, herein you can see that the task is created along with all the other tasks which have already been created. From here, if I want, I can search for the task by different options, and this is how it will work. And now I'll show you how to create a task manually as well. Again, when I click on that option called create task, I can see task ID, project ID, and task type category. I'm selecting billable.work and selecting manual one this time. Herein I'll enter the demo 3. Task name I'm entering. Again, the default status I'm seeing here, task start date. I cannot select it before 11th. I'm selecting 12th only. This validation is same the way I explained you. The task manager, I'm gonna assign it to Ankit, and description, I'm running test. When I click on save task, even this task is created. Demo 3 and this one. So I showed you how a task can be created by selecting the default option and how a task can be created manually. Now, let me go to the timesheet of Ankit. Let me log in with his credentials. These are the dummy credentials we have. Now, timesheet. When I click on submit timesheet, the default screen I'll see is for the current week. I can go to the previous week. Herein, I'm selecting, I will see all the projects assigned to me. And data testing, this is the project I'm selecting here. After that, I'm selecting the task which I have created just now and assigned to Ankit. I'm selecting demo 3 and adding hours here. Okay, and here I'm getting an option to click on save, by which I can just save this information. So see, I'm getting the messages, time card is saved. I can delete this as well. Again, I'm gonna select this Same task, I'll add the hours. I'll add one more task here. I'll look into my previous screen and seeing planning development. This is the task which I have created by selecting the default option. I'm selecting this one as well, entering the hours. Okay, now the timesheet status is not submitted. Task status is also not submitted. When I click on submit, the expectation here is that task and timesheet status will get changed to pending. See, this is now pending, and now task manager will have to take an action on it. I'm going back. I'm going to click on approve timesheet because I was the task manager there. Herein I can see that I have both the tasks are listed here. I'm selecting the first one here. I'm going to click on approve. I can add the remark here. I can click on approve. When I click on approve, the expectation here is the task status which got approved. Its status will be approved, and the other task, its status will remain as pending, and the timesheet status will remain pending only. Reason being, till the time all the tasks are not approved, timesheet status will not be considered as approved. See, herein you can see that. And before I approve this particular task, I can tell you one more functionality. From here on, this task is in pending state. If I delete it from here, it will get deleted from here, and also it will get deleted from the approvers screen. I'll show you that as well. But for now, let me go here and let me select this particular task. When I click on approve, here I'm going to refresh. See, let me go back. Both the tasks are approved and the timesheet status is approved only. There we have one more option called recall. Let me recall this timesheet. So the expectation here is timesheet status will become not submitted and the task status as well. See, now the timesheet status is not submitted, task status is also not submitted. I'm going to delete this particular task and I'm going to submit this once again. So the way I explained to you that, see, let me show you something here first. In the task manager screen, I'm seeing the task which is submitted just now. And now from here, when the timesheet status is in pending, and if you feel that no, I need to make some changes, what I can do, I can delete this particular task. And the moment I delete it from here, the timesheet status will become not submitted. And also the task should get removed from here. Let me refresh this task manager screen. So now herein you can see that it has been removed from here. Okay, and along with it, there are different options we have. Like, let me show you. What I can do, I can make it as a favorite as well. So there could be a possibility for a user if he feels that this particular task I fill it on weekly basis, and if there is a way by which I can just enter it along with the hours. So what I can do, I fill in hours here. Let me fill the hours here as well. After that, let me click on this particular option, which will make it as favorite. Now it has become a favorite. What I'll do, I'll delete this particular task. Now, when I click on copy, I'm seeing these two tasks here because this one I have already made as a favorite. This is appearing here. I deleted it. And also this one I have made a favorite just now. Now, when I select this one, click on add. See, this task is added here along with that hours. So these hours are populated when I made it as a favorite. Whichever hours I have entered here, they are populated here. Now what I can do, I can delete it as well. And along with it, there are different features we have like add unassigned task. When I click on it, I will see an option, and herein I can search for a pre-sales task ID and can add it here. And after that, the functionality will remain same. From here, I can submit it and the task manager will approve it. Before I conclude this one, let me go to the task and I'll show you how the information appears there. Now let me click onto the project. I will search for this particular project. I'll go to the task creation. So this is the task. When I click here, I told you that couple of information are auto populated. Now actual start date. The moment first time card is approved, this date will populate, and this time card is approved, and also actual working hours. So whichever time cards are approved, this date is populated. Now actual end date, this date will be populated when the task gets completed. So this is how it works. With this, now finally I conclude the recording here. Thank you.